Welcome back to another episode of ROC Boys Football. Today we are back with a 2022 NFL mock draft again with the Dallas Cowboys. We got our Dallas Cowboys expert here, Noah Rockoff, kind of taking us through different scenarios in the offseason. In pre-show, he mentioned that he wants to draft in it with a specific scenario. Rock, I'm going to let you take it away here. What scenario are we talking about, and how is that affecting the Cowboys approaching the 2022 NFL draft?
Yeah, thanks, Jay. Appreciate getting back on the grind. The old Cowboys mock draft, always a good one. But the scenario that we're going to go with here is that Amari Cooper's gone. I think that's likely what's going to happen. We saved $16 million against the cap. Tough to see him go. He was the beloved guy once he arrived from
made of glass, but it's fine.
Oakland. Yeah. So hopefully with this scenario, we're going to get a wide receiver in the first 3 rounds. I'm not going to reach for one. But if there's one that I like in the first 3, we're going to take him right away, because with no Michael Gallup and no Amari Cooper, this wide receiver room looks empty. So,
yeah, let's fire it up. Let's see. I like the idea that I think one of the wide receivers, I have a top 3. Like, if we pause it here, Garrett Wilson goes 2 to the Lions. That's wild. But Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave, Jameson Williams, Drake London, Treylon Burks, and Jahan Dotson are like my clear top 6. And then I think there's a little bit of a dip, and David Bell might be there for like that second round pick. We're going to see if you get one of those, see if they fall to 24.
And in this scenario, we would be re-signing Randy Gregory, obviously. I think that's their number one offseason priority, is to get him signed back. So
good.
Won't need too much on the edge, maybe someone to replace D-Law down the line.
Do you have a particular wide receiver that you think will fit?
I
don't hate this pick, by the way. You have Drake London, Treylon Burks, and Jahan Dotson. You don't like it?
No, I like all of those wideouts that are left right now.
Do you like this trade offer?
I love that trade.
Extra second.
I think that for what we're trying to do here, I think Burks will probably be around still, and I'd be okay with picking Dotson.
Dotson's my guy. You've sold me on Dotson.
Let's do it. Let's take this trade offer.
Yeah, get a second round pick here. Get some capital. Drake London goes.
That's tough.
Goes. Oh my God, he just got burned.
All right, we're good.
What's the pick here?
We're gonna reject that for sure. So let's go to all. I love the Jahan Dotson fit.
Carry on. Those are some good prospects here.
Yeah, Jermaine Johnson is just sitting there for us.
Are we reaching for Jahan?
Well, let's look at the offensive line real quick just to see who's there. Is there anyone of
tackles? Again, the tackle class is also like outside of those top 3 guys. I'm not in love with the first round tackle.
Yeah, and Linderbaum's gone, and then I think Kenyon Green is gone as well.
Zion Johnson's your best bet. He's gonna be
Zion.
Good.
And right now it's between Zion and Dotson. I think that from what I'm getting from the Cowboys insiders and the Twitter geeks is that they want to focus on the offensive line this offseason, because I don't know what happened to our offensive line towards the end of the year, but we couldn't block 5-on-5. We couldn't block 4-on-5.
Yeah.
So I honestly let's go back to the wide receivers just so we can kind of project who's going to be there in the second round.
They're low on Jahan Dotson. I don't think Dotson will go to the second round. Like, if you traded out and got that 55 overall, I don't think Dotson makes it there. Right. What are some other wide receivers you like if we're thinking here?
If we're looking to replace both Gallup and Amari, you kind of want someone who can kind of stand out by themselves and create separation. And I do like Pickens a lot there. I like Jahan Dotson a lot there. And then Christian Watson's a guy that we saw kind of come along in the Senior Bowl, dude. Yeah, and I know Dill didn't like that route I sent him, but man, he moves different for a guy who's like
for 6'4". The frame he has and the hands he moves different. I totally agree with that.
And the coaches for the Cowboys were all over him. The scouts were like talking about him during the Senior Bowl a lot. I think like Brian Broaddus reported that or something. So I'm comfortable here going with Zion just because I know we have 2 picks in the second round and we need to shore up that offensive line.
And Zion Johnson's a guy who's going to start year 1. Like, he's
absolutely.
One of those blue chip. He can play center for you. He can also play guard. I think he played a little tackle at BC too. I don't think he'll be a tackle at the next level.
Yeah, I don't like him at tackle. I thought his best game was that
guard. Good guard. And he showed he can play center at the Senior Bowl. I knew that was like a big thing he wanted to focus on, is showing his being able to be comfortable snapping the football.
Right.
All right, here at 50.
It looks like we got pretty lucky with the wideout. I think that
Did he
we got
fall?
I think Dotson
We're
fell.
getting Dotson.
Yeah, and I think that's the automatic pick because he can separate, he can go up and make the catch. I think he has like functional athleticism. He's just not like a fast guy who plays football. So that would be perfect for the Cowboys.
I've been watching like kind of like stuff to look for in wide receivers, and like he checks all the boxes. Like his release off the line of scrimmage is so clean. He gets separation early, but he also can win downfield. Like he was Penn State's only weapon, like past 20 yards. Half of their like explosive plays were just like, I'm gonna throw it out to Jahan Dotson, let him go make a play. He's good at the catch point, like for not being that big.
Yeah,
he has great hands too.
I'm glad we got on him early because he's gonna be a riser.
We were on him early. You were on him earlier than anybody else. You were higher on him than any of else were. So,
and it's funny. I mean, the Cowboys had the #1 offense in the league last year, and we go 2 offensive players right away. So I think it's appropriate to go defense.
Let's check the defense.
That kind of run.
Oh,
and wow. See the top 3, I'd be fine with any of those 3. Abichetti's an absolute monster.
Guys who again I think are like first round picks. Like we have first round grades on. I think everyone besides maybe Arnold Abichetti, who's an early 2.
Yeah, and in terms of the need, Jalen, is it Petrie?
Jalen Petrie, yeah.
Petrie. He is like what we need the most because our safety room right now consists of Donovan Wilson, and that is it. Malik Hooker is a free agent. If you want to call Keanu a safety, but he's not. All of our safeties are gone, and I think he's someone who was an absolute stud for Baylor.
So
he did everything for him.
My only problem with Jalen Petrie is I have a little bit of like, I want to comp him to like Jamal Adams because he's always around the line of scrimmage. He's getting in the backfield, but like he didn't, similar to what Jamal Adams showed, like in the problems that Jamal Adams is showing is he's not great in coverage. Like he's more of a box safety as opposed to like a safety who is more comfortable in coverage. They just didn't really use him there. That being said, he's a playmaker, and you want playmakers on defense. Dan Quinn's shown that that's what he wants. So I think he could fit right in. Who are you going with here?
See, it's tough. Damn, because I wouldn't expect all 3 of these players to be there. Come April 26th.
Top 2. Jalen Petrie might, but like
Petrie and Wyatt maybe, but not Abichetti. Are there? That's tough.
More looks at the safety. That's
I think, and I think that they love Kirby Joseph as well. They love Kirby Joseph.
He's like a 1-year wonder though. He was like a no-namer till this year.
Right, but he's got the traits. He's got the length that Dan Quinn loves. Kind of can roam the field and make plays on the ball. But let's go with the defensive line. I want to go with Devontae Wyatt just because I think that games are won and lost in the trenches. So let's give him someone to stand up there.
Devontae Wyatt's a guy that, like on his Georgia film, they asked their interior guys to play a specific way. And that wasn't really a playmaking way. That was more of like, we're going to take on blocks and let our linebackers eat, which they did. Mm-hmm. It makes sense when you have Channing Tindall, Quay Walker, and Nakobe Dean all
right.
top 3 round picks.
And imagine Jermaine Johnson on that team still. Even now there's too many guys to fit everyone.
That's the craziest part is like Jermaine Johnson had to transfer out because he wasn't getting playing time.
Yeah.
Dude's a freak.
I think right now we're looking at almost a top 10 pick.
He's edge 3. Yeah, we have a top 15 grade on him. I mean, you won't find many people higher than I am on Jermaine Johnson, especially after the Senior Bowl. And he's a guy who literally just didn't play in the Senior Bowl game because he was that good.
Right. So Friday comes around. Nah, I don't need it.
He just did too. He's like the agents were like, hey, you showed what you got to. Not even worth it. And I mean, I don't blame him. I think Perry Winfrey could have been in that boat too, but he decided to play. He's just a dog. Perry Winfrey's just a.
Yeah, I'm excited to see where he goes.
He's gonna be a steal of the draft, I think, if he falls outside like the top 25.
And Kirby gets picked 1 pick ahead of us.
Yeah, it's tough.
That's really tough.
What are the linebackers looking like? Because I know you like Darren Beavers.
And exactly. I've heard a lot of good things about Troy Anderson as well.
Yes.
And I know Dane Brugler. Did you see Dane Brugler's top 100?
I have not. Did he make it?
He put Leo Chenal like 52. He's in love with Chenal. Yeah, I know.
It's old school.
Love that.
It's old school.
Yeah. So out of those guys, I think I like Beavers the best. I haven't gotten to watch Troy Anderson too much. And with LVE being a free agent this year, and we will not re-sign him. I don't think so. I think he can kind of step in there and kind of fill that Mike linebacker role.
Yeah.
I'm
tired of watching your slow linebackers. Like, get some speed there.
Yeah, and I mean Beavers is huge, but he's pretty quick for his size.
Yeah, he's actually really good in space. He was one of the guys who shined in like the coverage drills at the Senior Bowl.
Yeah. So I think just go all real quick just so we can see if there's anyone we're missing.
I like it. Darren Beavers is the number one prospect. Darren Beavers.
Not many names I love.
Yeah, I think.
Did you watch Trell Bernard?
I've watched him passively because I've watched some Baylor film, and he's a guy who came on my radar at the Ole Miss bowl game where it was him and Petrie. I was like, these guys, I wasn't very familiar with their names, and like I heard their name every single play. One of the two. I mean, they were flying around the field. It was nuts. Terrell Bernard, I just worry about a little bit with the size too. That being said, we're seeing the lesson. You don't need to be the biggest linebacker.
It's become more of a cover position than it has like a run stopping. You stop him at the defensive line.
And Darren Beavers, is he a converted safety?
He was the converted safety, and I think that's what I would like to do here.
Yeah, I think I'm a huge fan. I think Mark Barron was like the first one to do it.
Yeah,
back, like a throwback convert. Like he played he was like a box safety, and then played linebacker, and then next level. And I really think that's the move. I love linebackers who are converted safeties. Luke Masterson from Wake Forest is under that.
Cole Strange, that's a riser that we need to watch. Have you watched any of him? Really? The no gloves doesn't get to you? Like, I think that's pure football.
He had big Quinn Miners vibes. Like Quinn Miners actually held up.
Yeah.
Cole Strange just looked a little outmatched with like the NFL talent on the interior. Like when you watch the Senior Bowl reps, like when he had to deal with like big dogs, like he just didn't have it.
Yeah.
From what I saw. All right, 167. Here's the big board. This guy was a Senior Bowl, like played wide receiver, quarterback, wide receiver, and now he's at edge. I mean, this guy's just got.
Good Lord, that's
absolute
insane.
Twitch. He's a Twitch monster. But
let's see.
Any positions that you want to address?
So we've got offensive line, we've got wide receiver, we've got defensive line, and then we had linebacker. So in terms of corners, is there any let's see if there's any guys that we like?
Yes, Marcus Jones. It's a no-brainer. Yeah. I love Marcus Jones.
See, okay, the issue with Marcus Jones though is that I think he's a slot guy.
Yeah, he's a slot guy, but he will be a great slot guy.
Yeah, but we just signed Jordan Lewis to a 3-year deal last year. We have Anthony Brown, who's kind of a slot guy as well. We need someone who has got some length to him. And I do love Marcus Jones. I think he's fantastic. He's twitchy. I love him. Yeah. But
you want a longer
guy. It's tough. It's tough. Yeah.
Because he's not that. He won't be that. It's just not his game. It'd be kind of like it'd be a shame if you went there and then had to play a position that he's in, because this guy's going to be one of the better nickel corners. I can't you can't pass up that kind of talent this late in the draft, especially the position of need. Yeah. Even though maybe we'll have to shift around the cornerback spot a little bit. Let's put him in there because I mean Jordan Lewis isn't going to be here forever, and neither is Anthony Brown. So give us a young guy to get in there. And Marcus Jones is a guy who he just has his fingerprints all over games consistently.
Right.
He flies around the field, and he's the best kick returner we've seen. Like, it's not just like, he has kick return value.
Yeah.
It's like, he's one of the best college football kick returners we've seen in the last decade.
Yeah. I mean, does he punt return as well?
He does all of it. Yeah. He's one of the best returns, especially like he's Cordero Patterson level.
Yeah.
It's not just like there's some value there. It's like he will makes plays.
And with the new situation we have with no Amari Cooper, they're going to have to let CeeDee Lamb or stop CeeDee Lamb from being the punt returner from now on. So if we can get someone back there that we can risk, let's do that. So works for me.
Mm-hmm.
Donovan West. Did you watch Donovan West?
Haven't watched a ton of them yet. No.
I would recommend watching some of his film. I actually really liked him. Smaller kind of center, but in a zone run scheme, I think he's gonna be perfect. Kind of makes sense for us a little bit. Tight ends. Any tight ends you like here? I haven't watched too many tight ends.
I watched a lot of tight ends out, which is weirdly enough.
Yeah, what an odd position to watch.
Yeah, it is a weird position. I know you're a Maryland guy, so we're a little early for him.
Yeah.
I mean, people who watch the show a lot know that I'm a big UCLA kid. God, I'm just
Dulcich?
guy. Yeah, Greg Dulcich. He's gone though, but I love him. He's not.
Well, I'm not going to reach.
No,
I'm not going to reach for him. And this is a comp pick back here at 176, the end of the 5th round. If I'm being completely honest, as weird as it is to say, like a kicker wouldn't be the worst move in the 5th round. I know that Oklahoma has one. I know that LSU has one. I know that.
Do you need Texas a punter? Because this guy has an absolute.
We have an all-pro punter, and God, I want him. It's the worst time to have a good punter. Yeah, Cade York, someone.
Yeah,
see, I don't want to pick. Okay, I'm talking myself out of it because I don't want to pick.
Good. Okay, good. Horrible content.
So okay, let's get back on track here.
Some guys be like, okay, Donovan West could be a pick. You know, I love Josh Pascal. I don't know how much he fits, but I mean, he's a football player.
Yeah, with our defensive line, it's kind of odd. Bubba Bolden, my God.
Bubba Bolden just destroyed his draft stock, man. Destroyed it.
Honestly, if we're gonna focus, if the reports that we're hearing now about the Cowboys are true and they really do want to focus on the offensive line, I think Donovan West does make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's going to be an immediate starter over who's our center? Oh my God, Biotish.
The Wisconsin cat.
But the issue with Biotish is that he can't get up to the second level. Donovan West can, and we need someone who's going to get vertical, be an athlete at the center position. Yeah, they put him at guard, but I think that's a good fit for us. Also, Dylan Parham will not be there in the 5th round.
No, he won't either. I love that kid. He's not. He won't be there. All right, let's go get Donovan West. I like it. I mean, you're grinding the interior. I wouldn't mind if, just as a Cowboys outlooker, Bernie Ryman. I don't know where he'll fall. Like, I don't think you go get him at 24, but like, I think he's a project because he's still. I mean, like 2 years ago, he's a 240-pound tight end.
He came in as a wide receiver.
Yeah, he's like German, isn't he? Like,
yeah, he was a wide out to tight end to freaking offensive lineman.
And like, yeah, he has like, so he's definitely growing into the frame a little bit more, and that makes a lot of sense. But like, I think in a year or two, especially if you want to put him behind Smith.
Yeah.
And then when
he's 25 though, that's the only thing. He's 25 years old, but
he's 25. Bernie Ryman, holy smokes,
he's an oldie. But hey, he's still learning football, so you can't really cap him just yet.
It's getting slim pickings out here. I think Vinny Gray's a guy. I know he's a Michigan guy, a little bit of a homer pick, but he's got the like length and feet, and it's just the skills just aren't there. He's been a popular pick of mine late. Nasir Greer from Wake. Okay, I'm gonna stop.
Now look at you. This is what you did last time when we were on a mock together. You're picking all the homer kids.
Yeah, that's enough.
Damn.
Jeremiah
really, Gamble, you got our linebacker. Is there any running backs? Like, I know it's so weird.
You know our guy. Go get your guy.
He's here.
Where is he?
He's up more. You passed him. You went wait. Look at you. You're at 600. Yep. And
now?
Yeah, I think this makes sense here if you want a bruiser, because Zeke can't have him on the field all the time anymore. I think he's our second best running back. We have Tony Pollard, who's going to be that kind of scat back. So we're going to have to get someone else who can kind of get those third and short, make sense, and hopefully we can move on from Zeke sometime soon.
Zamir White, man. I don't get why this guy is like falling. Like, yeah, he might not have like the change of direction like elite guys have, but he'll just run right through you. The dude is an absolute mauler. There's a reason he was a top 10 prospect. He had a bona fide blue chip 5-star coming out of it.
Yep.
High school. He had some knee injuries, but like he looks fine this year. Like I really. We're
not asking him to be a bell cow. We're just asking him to hit people in the mouth. And that's what I'll tell you.
He's a guy that you're not gonna want to tackle that many times. He's an absolute bruiser.
Brian Cook, a good pick this late in the draft.
Yeah, he's fallen. I haven't seen.
There goes a Concord.
Do the Cowboys have one more pick?
I think we have
one more. We'll see.
Maybe. No.
Nope. Toast. Let's check the haul. Oh, you guys get Jahan Dotson in the second round, man.
That trade back was huge. Having 2 picks in the top 60.
Yeah.
Or 3 picks in the top 60. That's really nice. And we got great value with Marcus Jones at 167. I think we hit every single need we could possibly have, especially with Amari Cooper being gone. And I know that Juju Smith-Schuster said he wants to play for the Cowboys.
Yeah, don't even bring him in.
It's dude, I hate this every Steelers wideout besides Deontay Johnson. So we'll see.
I don't even want him in Dallas as a Dallas Cowboy moderately.
I don't think anybody wants them on the team. Like, why do you want a TikTok?
My only problem with this is like when you trade out of 24 and you give up your third, you are missing out on a lot of good linebackers. Guys like Channing Tindall, guys like Brandon Smith, Brian Asamoah, guys who I really think have good value. I think when you're thinking of like, oh, are you going to get Nakobe Dean in round 1, or would you want to get like a Brian Asamoah, Channing Tindall, late round 2, early round 3? That's where the value is. I think the same way with like a defensive tackle, where like, would you want Jordan Davis now or Travis Jones in the 4th?
Right. Right.
And both of those, I'd rather take and go get a little bit more of an impact player round 1. You also could have gone. Yeah, I mean, Jahan Dotson at 50 is probably the best pick of the draft. These two picks are probably the best pick. Jahan Dotson, Devontae Wyatt. Those are just.
And those are the guys that like everyone knows they're going to be good, but no team is going to pick them. I mean, Dotson maybe, but I feel like Wyatt, that's around where he'll go, and everyone's going to be shooting themselves in the foot after the draft. Like, we could have picked him earlier. Like,
this is the problem with the scouts, I think, and what they're missing with the wide receivers is they want to just get the flash. The Drake London, who's just a monster contested catcher. The Traylon Burks, who's like, oh, the next DK Metcalf.
Jameson Williams. Yeah.
Jameson Williams with the blazing speed. Like, there's no respect for
complete wideouts.
That might not be fair, but it is a little bit of a lack of respect for what you said. Being a complete wide receiver who's just checks all the boxes, like a Chris Olave, like a Jahan Dotson. Like, they're not super flashy, but they get separation off the line of scrimmage. They have good hands. They run good routes. They know how to find space. Look at the best wide receivers this year. Cooper Kupp, Devontae Adams. Like, those guys aren't the freaks.
Right.
Devontae Adams is a good athlete, but he's not going to blow anybody away with his testing. But he's a damn good wide receiver.
Jamar Chase.
Kupp ran a 4.62 40.
Right.
Best wide receiver in the league, though.
Right.
He knows how to find space and get open and catches everything. I mean, those are the type of guys that I value really high.
I used to be like the jump ball guys are the best. Like, that's all I cared about. Can you catch the ball up in the air? And then you realize that like the best receivers in the NFL can do everything. Like, dude, Jamar Chase never got that much separation at LSU. But I mean, you could see the talent, and look at him now. He's probably a top 3 wideout in the league right now. So
yeah, I mean, in Jamar Chase, you saw like the speed, the size, and like he probably ran. Yeah, maybe it was a little bit unpolished, but like those were just some traits that you really couldn't ignore. And I was a guy who kind of missed on Jamar Chase. I was banging the table for
Devonta freaking Smith.
Yeah, I like Devontae Smith a little bit more. Wrong. It's just straight up wrong. Jamar Chase is just, I mean, phenomenal. Jahan Dotson and CeeDee Lamb are going to be a great duo.
And then the end, we got Zamir White, right? That was the last pick.
Yeah, then Donovan West, another guy you like. I mean, these are all guys that we like. I don't know much about Donovan West, but I'll take your word for it. You're pretty good at evaluating those type of guys. These are some good picks. The only one that I just haven't watched enough of Darian Beavers. There's other linebackers that I like a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
I think it'd be kind of fun to see.
I'm kind of shocked that none of like the Asamoahs or the Tindalls or the MoMA maybe, but like reached 128.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, overall, good mock draft. Appreciate you guys rocking with the ROC Boys as usual. We'll be back later with some more NFL draft content and cleaning up our position and rankings post Senior Bowl and as we roll into the combine. All right, y'all. Thanks for watching. Peace, y'all.